Welcome to another exciting edition of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paperguy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And anybody new to the channel, I'm Paperguy. I've got a day job. I've got 40,000 items listed between eBay and Amazon and try to run it all out of my home and all of the difficulties that entails. And you're not Paperguy.
No, I am Mr. Magazine. I have a big warehouse that's pretty much full. We're down to 13 employees and close to 500,000 items online.
Nice. So today we're going to talk about something or other that I've noticed out there, and I know we all do things a little bit differently, and that's looking up items on the fly. Whether you're out at a sale of some sort, I do a lot of things going out to estate sales, doing a lot of things going out to flea markets, et cetera, and then you do a lot of things where people come into your shop and bring things. Yeah. What is your philosophy on looking things up, and do you or don't you, and why or why not?
I do sometimes. It all depends. If I'm doing a house call, if something I don't know the value that looks like it's expensive, I'll look them up. At my shop, generally, I have a good idea for most of the stuff I buy there, but I will go to my computer, tell the customer, give me a few minutes, I'm going to do some research on some of the items you have just to confirm their value. But other than that, I don't use my phone when I'm out and about. I don't go to many estate sales and stuff like that you would do. But house calls, certainly, if needed, I will use the phone.
Well, one thing that I've noticed that you've done a lot, and this is a really good tip to anybody out there if you have a chance to get into an estate. You do one of two things. Either you have the people send you pictures. Yeah. In which case, a lot of times you'll do research off of the pictures that they send you. Now, it's not perfect research because you're not holding the item in your hand, but a lot of times you can get some general ideas of values.
Sure, yeah.
And the other thing that you've done before is you've gone out on a buy, and whether it's because of space limitations or because they're not quite ready to sell, but for instance, I call you up and have you come by my house to buy comic books, and I mention to you, oh, by the way, I've also got die-cast cars. Well, you weren't coming in prepared to buy the die-cast cars. Sure. Not that you're not willing to do so, but I may not be ready to sell yet either. Yeah. So what you do at that point is you've taken a lot of pictures.
Right, exactly.
And then you can go back and you can research at your leisure.
Yeah.
Because obviously if I have 2,000 die-cast cars, well, A, it's not feasible for you to look up 2,000 die-cast cars in front of me. And B, I'm sitting there going, exactly what are you doing? Yeah. I thought you were the expert. You're looking up 2,000 cars. I've got things to do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if the seller has a price in mind and it seems fair, with my knowledge of the past, if I've had those trucks or die-cast cars before, we can make a deal on the spot. But generally, if I go somewhere and the collection's bigger, way bigger than I expected, I'm sure, one, they don't want me to sit there for 3 hours, and two, if in 2 minutes I can say, okay, $12,000, they're gonna say, well, how did you come up with this price so fast? So I definitely take the pictures.
Magic 8 ball.
Exactly. But they're happy that I'm doing my due diligence to go back, research the stuff instead of just throwing a number out, because then they kind of be hesitant to why does he know this already, or is he just is he lowballing me and he's just throwing a low number out? So they're definitely happier with that method, I think.
Well, and one of the things, too, with a lot of the stuff that you buy, and you probably have in your head prices that you can generally pay for die-cast based upon size, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. You get into things like comic books, you get into things like magazines. We've been doing it long enough that we know, okay, $30 for a long is the wholesale price on comic books. That just is. Right. So you can work from that as opposed to you get into die-cast. Okay, geez, he's got 1/32, he's got 1/24, he's got 1/16, he's got these different brands, he's got this, he's got that. Seems to be a lot more variables in that kind of thing.
Sure.
And you can't exactly. You can with something rather like Hot Wheels, but leave out something rather like Hot Wheels. You can't exactly say, well, I'm paying $50 for a box of toys, because the box of toys could have 2 items in it, or it could have 200 items in it, because they're all different sizes versus comics or magazines tend to be standard size or roughly standard size.
Right.
I rarely look things up for a couple of different reasons. I guess, I don't know, still in my head, I feel really goofy where I'm standing there in front of your stand with the phone, looking all of these different items up, especially if I haven't asked for a price yet. When all of a sudden my eyes go, whoa, how much is this?
Yeah, right, exactly.
You probably just increased the price on yourself a little bit over there.
Right.
So that's part one on it. And part two, a lot of the things that I go to are so large, as far as, like Madison Bachville,
Right.
with over 1,000 dealers.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
If
That
I
slows
sat
you
there
down.
and looked up every item at everything that looked like it might be of interest, I wouldn't get a third of the way through by the end of the second day. I just
Yeah.
could not do so. So do I look things up? Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
Tends to be on things that are a little higher priced, because having done it for as many years as I've been doing it, if I'm out there, I have a rough idea of what things are worth.
Yeah.
And so you've got magazines for $1 a piece. I really don't need to look them up. I either
Right.
know it's worth $1 or it's not worth $1,
Yeah, it's a
or
deal. Sure.
or I can find the 10 that I know are good, and then I say to you, how much if I take all of them, and maybe I can get it down to 50 cents a
Right.
piece, and then I'll take some chances on some stuff.
Yeah. If it's expensive and the guy wants $50 for a magazine, and you say, "Wow, it could be worth 100." You look it up, it's worth 20 or it's worth 200. Well, then at least you know on that. But yeah, the low end stuff, forget it.
Yeah, and maybe it's because a lot of times I do deal either in lower end stuff, and by that I don't mean my selling prices are lower end. I mean when I'm buying it
Right.
for $1, $2 type
Right.
deal. Or the other side of it is I'm buying in a giant bulk lot. Obviously, if I'm buying 200 magazines and I'm giving you $75 for it, I really don't need to look anything up because I've been doing it long enough. I'm not going to give you, just because of my own personal preferences of what I like to buy and not buy, I'm
Sure.
not going to give you $75 for 200 family circles from the 1990s. I just don't
Right.
want to deal with those. I'm not going to do that. But if they're 200 magazines that I see a bunch of them or I'm interested in, I really don't need to look anything up at that point. I know my
Right.
top 4, 5, 6 magazines, I'm going to be out of the whole deal.
Right.
So that's worth it. So personally, when I'm out there, I'm only looking up things that are, you've got it priced at $10, $15, $20. I might be taking a chance and looking it up out there.
Yeah.
And I know Primetime has done in his video a very good tip, and that's if you are looking it up, keep it in your hand as best you can, because he was saying that one time in one of the videos, he saw something, walked away to look it up, and somebody reached right in, grabbed it, and walked off, which they have the right to do because
Sure.
it's still on
Yeah.
the shelf for
Yeah, yeah.
sale.
Exactly.
And they don't know what he's doing either. He's
Right,
kind of
right.
standing in front of it, but that doesn't mean they can't reach
Yeah.
it. Oh, thank you, and they took it and left. And he's
yeah.
like, ah!
Yeah, it does amaze me though. Like I have customers come in all the time that do that with comic books and sports cards, and they'll spend 2, 3, 4, 5 hours in there looking hundreds of items up, and then they'll check out with like 6 items. And they'll spend $10, and even if that $10 is $50, what is your time worth? It's not like they're spending 200 and there's $1,000 there. So I think some people just like doing the thrill of like, well, I'm getting a deal. He wants $5, it's worth 20. And I want some deals. I want people to, I want to have some deals for my customers. That's great. And I can't price every comic that goes up in value like the stock market up and down or sports cards. But to me, that's tedious, for where I'm at. But some people do like that.
Yeah, no, it's it's a great tool we didn't used to have.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: when we got started, late '90s, early 2000s, we didn't have that ability.
Right.
The cell phones weren't. Basically, they were the old flip phones. If you remember
Sure.
back then.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do that. You had to rely on the price guide. You had to rely on things like that.
Yeah.
So it is a tremendous tool to have at your fingertips. That being said, use it wisely, because if you use it all the time, you're going to slow yourself down.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess you're at a Madison Bachville. I'm just going to use that as an example.
Yeah.
You and I are out there, and you're a look everything up, and I'm a fly by the seat of my pants, only look up things that I need to.
Right.
And we both show up at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And at 10:30, I'm halfway done and gotten a whole bunch of really good things that I just know.
Yeah.
And you're still in the first field.
Yeah, I don't think slow and steady will win that race. The tortoise will not beat the hare at that one, I think.
Probably not. I mean, will you get some treasures? Yes, you certainly will.
Right.
But you're going to miss so many things, and you're not going to get the easy layups.
Right.
Not that anybody has a Fantastic Four #1 out there for cheap, but if they did, I probably will find it before you.
Right, exactly. And a lot of people know that's good without looking up their phone.
Yeah. So hopefully that's helped you some. Do comment down below on when you do and do not use the phone to look things up. Let us know the strategies that work for you. Do you check it up on eBay? Do you check? Is that the best place? Now, I don't tend to check things up on eBay on my phone, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm old school, and I'm very, very afraid of losing my phone and having all of my logins in it. And
Gotcha.
so I would be afraid that I would lose the phone you get it, and suddenly you're logged into my eBay account,
Right,
and you
right.
can, hack it. You can do lots and lots of things.
Never thought of that.
Yeah, so I tend not to look up the sold stuff on eBay. I will more use Google, more use that kind of thing in order to try to get the things. Just because, again, I'm just so afraid of that happening to
Right,
me.
right,
And,
true. It
I
makes
don't
sense.
use online banking with the phone, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess,
Right.
the younger people out there watching are laughing, going, "Get with it, Grandpa." But you never know. All it takes is one
You
time.
can hack my Facebook account, but not my eBay or Amazon.
Yeah, basically. Do hit the like button. And you like the special effects there? Where we going?
Yeah,
flipping
Twilight
between-
Zone stuff going on there. Yeah.
Do hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye bye.